Ah,
Hey, this is Steve Moreland, and this is the Success Publishing Podcast, where we get together with authors around the world, new authors, authors that press releases are just going out, authors that are making a difference in this world. And I am interviewing a prestigious individual here from the Amalfi Coastline. His name is Peter Muzik, and I'm going to let him introduce himself and correct me because I see him already going, Steve has lost his mind. Peter, tell us where you're from, my friend.
Hi, Steve. Thank you for the for this kind of introduction. I would love to go to the Amalfi Coast. Yeah, actually, it was in the planning for end of April, but Italy is closed, and so we have to wait. What's going on? Okay, let's get some kind of seriousness here. My name is Peter Muzik. Yeah, I like music. And I normally live in Zurich, Switzerland, together with my family, my wife and daughter. 57 years old. #1 best-selling author.
There you
Self-employed in the internet space, making websites and online shops, and also made a decision regarding moving on regarding my business and switching businesses. And so I focus on another adventure, and I'm full heading a steam towards this goal. And yeah, that's it.
Outstanding. Okay, so so I was right that you may not be on the Amalfi coastline this morning, but you're headed there pretty soon as Italy opens back up. So that's outstanding. Maybe one of these days I'm going to come over there and have some great coffee with you out on one of those breathtaking vistas, huh? So outstanding. So you have interesting background. I remember when we first met, you came from a corporate background. You were in telecommunications. And you shifted, more into an entrepreneurial environment. We got together and you had a great story. You became published. So I wanted to show off your book here real quick. Let me see.
Yeah, let's brag for seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Beyond
that's
Success.
really my face.
I like it. And you got the Brad Pitt pose right there going on. I love that. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And
yeah, learning from the best.
So you became published, and if I remember correctly, when you actually did your book launch, you became a #1 bestseller. I don't even think it was 24 hours. It was like a matter of time, right?
Exactly right. It was. I discovered it, I think 18 to 20 hours later.
Right.
By coincidence.
Sure.
Actually, I didn't check all the time because I was so busy launching on that date, but I really did it. And what was so extremely surprising was I was listed in 3 categories, and I hit in each and every category. I hit #1, and I said, what? What's going on here? Is it a mistake? Is it it was actually on Easter Friday.
Yes. Okay.
Almost a year ago. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Almost exactly a year ago.
And so I don't know if you I don't know if you did an Irish jig or whatever, but I could still see the excitement of you making #1 bestseller in 3 categories in less than your first day that you were published. So
yeah, I made a quick video and said thank you to all the supporters who bought the book or the ebook. And the last few seconds was singing like la 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 because I was just so joyful and happy and really grateful for that. And I said, wow, that will last when I'm long gone.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You're not only were you excited about it right now, I'll ask you, how did your family receive this? Obviously you were excited about it, and it was a big, what I would call a milestone in your life. But you just referenced the other thing, that it's also not just a milestone in your life of doing that thing that a lot of people have on their bucket list, and you knocked it out way before most people do. But so I want to talk about, what does it mean for you to actually have something that is a legacy of who you are and what you thought about, what you gave to the world? What does that mean to you?
First of all, it's an extraordinary feeling. Overwhelming feeling, a feeling of gratitude and happiness. That's the first reaction, and then the second and third thought was, wow, oh my God, this is forever. And it's no fluff, it's no advertising, it's no shallow words. It's something you can be held accountable, because I say things there that I truly mean and experienced by myself and found to be true for myself. And I'm a true believer that it helps other people who are looking for a solution, looking for help. And I thought, walk the talk, and it's not walk the talk, walk also the reading and writing here in this case. And if everyone sees the book and reads it and sees me doing something totally different outside what is in alignment with what I've written, then there's a big problem. And this is a thing I discovered months later when I realized that this book is the best accountability partner for myself, because what I'm saying and writing there, that's what my moral compass and my compass in general is. So if someone else, if my family members say, hey, you wrote something totally different in the book, when I compare what you're doing right now, then there's a discrepancy, and there's something not in order, so I have to fix it. I don't know if you hear the SOS or 911 thing. It's actually live. So that's something which is a little bit scary when you think of it for the very first time, but in the end, it gives me extremely power and motivates me, because if I'm having a lack of power to do it, a lack of energy to do the things I want to do every day on my daily methods of operation, I call them daily method of operations, then I just have to look at my book cover and then say, okay, get up. You know, it's without needing my wife to say, hey, wake up, do something. A look to the book cover is enough, and then it works out. It works 99%. But that's the thing.
I've interviewed many authors that have become published, and I will say that your perspective is the most interesting, because a lot of individuals are focused outward on how this book is affecting other people, and I know you are as well. But I love the way that you look at this, that your book is kind of like your method of operations, and you use this because what you're saying is you've published basically your life business plan, and you put it on Main Street, and it's out there for everyone to see, and everyone that you know has read it. And so it's a way for you, like you said, it's the ultimate accountability tool. So you want to make sure there's no discrepancy between how you are coaching other people to live this next level life, and then look at Peter and go, wait a minute, Peter, you're not doing what you wrote about. So it helps you keep yourself at that next level. That's an exceptional perspective. I love that.
It keeps me in alignment. And I'm not so outrageous to think that everyone wants to be convinced, and I'm not the Mr. Convincer, not at all. If people are looking for a solution or for help, and then I reach out my hand, and that's all I can do. I mean, writing a book, being a co-author and hitting number one is one thing, but coming up to this time when the chapter, for example, is finished, and this process to write and to put all you want to say into just a couple of thousand words, that's extremely hard. That's hard work, and it revealed a lot of things. It was like self-healing. It was self-reflection, and I wanted to be worth reading, and it caused me to be true to myself, to be able to look into the mirror and say, Peter, here you weren't the best you could be. There you messed up. There you messed up. There you messed up. And to really look into the mirror and say, wow, to accept this reflection of reality, I call it like this, that's extremely tough, and no one else can help you.
Yeah.
not my wife, not my daughter, no one, because I know what's going on inside of me and no one else can read my mind. So
Sure.
I have to be true to myself and hold myself accountable to what I've done. I mean, look, 57, most guys are looking for retirement. I'm just in the starting business, in the starting phase, like a teenager. I think the first 50 years were a kind of coma, like of days sleeping, day walking, and doing what other people wanted me to do, and I believe that. And now I've earned my marks regarding disappointments, big mistakes, minor mistakes, but all caused by myself.
Yeah.
And now it's really my treasure box, and it's the starting point to say, hey, actually, the downside of everything I've experienced is the treasure box for me to move forward and to make such an impact in the world, and not in the world, just for me, starting with me within first, then the family, then the society around me, and then the world. The ripple effect, but it starts with me being honest to myself and to commit to myself, to be true to myself, and to say, okay, that's me, I'm authentic. Finally, I found myself, I be myself, and I feel comfortable to be myself and to love myself with all the fluffiness, all the bad things, all the all the characteristics that component or surrounded about create Peter Muzik.
I think you articulated that real well. I think when you were talking about that, the man in the mirror, you triggered the thought of a great song Michael Jackson did probably 25, 30 years ago. But I think you're echoing exactly that same type of deal, that that's how you see yourself and how you hold yourself accountable. And now you've written it down, and you had, like you said, you had to compress it and distill it to a couple thousand words. So you really had to get crystal clear on who is Peter Muzik and what are you about and why are you wanting to share, like you said, those golden nuggets that you have learned from the scars, from the messiness that life happens, from the disappointments, the setbacks. And instead of you seeing those as negatives, you see those as the first 50 years of your learning process. And now with enthusiasm, you're now charging up the mountain of the rest of your life to do incredible things and to help people make their breakthroughs. And what I love about where you're coming from is none of it's coming from theory. It's coming from your experience.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you're going to, you already are, you've connected with so many people. You made a #1 best-selling right out of the box. I think, you know, you, well, I call you my friend, like you're my brother. And
likewise,
I've got a chance to know you for so long. It feels like I've known you for like, you know, decades. I think it's just been a year and a half. So that's good though. Yeah. That's a good thing. So I'm really excited that you've been able to make such an impact. You, you know, your book and your press release got out, I think, through Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS. So you made it through some major media networks. You know, doors have opened. You know, we've had chats along the way of the impact that you've made in people's lives. I love the fact that you're totally authentic with the fact that you only need to change just one other person to help them get up one more time. But I know that you're going to impact many, many more than that. I just love your authenticity and your, how would I say this? Your passion that is simple and focused, that if you just help one person, that will make your life have mattered. I think that's outstanding. And from that, I know that many people will feel that passion. And what you just said here, there was so much truth. You just spoke from your soul. And that's how people.
Thank you for the words. I mean, to be honest, I'm not special at all. I'm only special regarding stubbornness and determination. And when I look back, during the writing process,
right,
I was a normal guy, and I went to school, I went to university, had the business career in traditional business, and was thinking and believing that climbing the ladder is the thing. But then, I found out that I have other ambitions, and then the learning curve, the real learning curve, the real life started. And that's how it ended to this point, to be able to write a book. I mean, otherwise it would be extremely boring. I mean, to be honest, it's no fun for the family if you pursue your dreams and goals, because inside of me, I knew I had to change, I had to go after my dreams. Otherwise, I would be poison to my family, because
Sure.
I'm not loving myself, I'm not loving my life. I was not happy with my life. I have to search for words, sorry, not
Sure.
to be too unpolite. And during this process is not easy, especially for the closest people you have, your wife, your daughter. And I could only go that far because I have an outstanding wife.
Mhm.
And she's a true hero. And other women would have kicked me out 100 times. I would have been divorced 500 times. And it was no fun at all. I mean, it goes in all areas. If you have financial trouble, if you have debt trouble, the ripple effect is enormous, and it crushes normally almost every relationship. I'm very fortunate and grateful that I have such a woman.
Sure.
But I only find out during the process, you know. You think that it's granted, but it's not. And the only thing I can say is I would have done it whatever the cost, because if I'm not in alignment with myself, I'm no help. That's my true belief. I'm no help for any other person outside myself.
Sure.
And like Jim Rohn said, help yourself first and then help others, like in the plane, then you can do it. And I want to make a life possible for my wife, for my family. That's extraordinary.
Yeah.
I mean, at the beginning, we had all the luxuries. You know that you had a similar background, and it's fun. It's cool if you are believe and work ethic and everything is following the system, the normal one. But as soon as you find something different, if you have another path, another northern star you're following, then it becomes difficult. And I knew from the bottom of my heart that I had to do it. And I'm really grateful that I have a wife like this, because she knows from her background. I mean, from her father, he was self-employed, a real adventurer, and so she knew the thing. But knowing and experience the truth is no fun at all. So first of all, I'm really super grateful that by coincidence, I came to you, that I was able to do the book.
Right.
And it really forced me to get alive, to awake the giant within me, like Tony Robbins would say. And I really feel like this because it forced me to reflect, to think about. And what I found interesting was, where did I succeed in my life? Where did I didn't succeed? Where did I miserably fail? And what was, and I tried to do the comparison. Why did I succeed in one field? And well, a very simple one. I didn't choose the business side. That's too simple or too difficult, depending where you're coming from. But I thought I take the example of a marathon, because I love running, and one day I decided to do a marathon.
Yeah.
So out of the blue, so I used that example. How can I finish a marathon? I did it twice. And how can you do it from where you are right now, from your physique, from your training level, from everything? And it was extremely interesting, because I saw the patterns. I'm so passionate about mindset, about leadership, about internal programming, all that stuff, self-development, for years now, and it all came together. And I found, whoa, holy smoke! I can't believe it's hurting, because I have to be honest to myself, but at the same time, I discover new things in all different aspects of improving, learning, reading, hearing. It comes together, and I saw it and I had to write it down and said, hey, for me, that's cool.
Yes.
Dirty cool. So yeah, I love processes and procedures and systems. So that's my background. That's yeah, that's the thing. And then I use that the training, the marathon as an example, and compare it to the rest of my life. And you can really copy and paste it to any area of your life. If it's regarding relationship, your health, fitness, business, whatever, and just choose one and go after it. And I'm sure one will say, hey, that gave me a new insight. Maybe I should try. Yeah, I should try. And you never know who's watching, and you never know who's reading the book, and you never know who's checking your social media space. Yeah. And I'm always surprised what's going on. I mean, out of the blue, there was a request from India for a podcast and YouTube interview, and I said, of course, sure. And she was so happy that we did a Q&A 2 weeks later with the audience. Sure. That was funny. And I said, how did you find me? I have no idea how she found me, but she found me. And yeah, so things happening.
That's what happens, my friend. I mean, you're authentic. I love how you express yourself. You're organized in your thinking. Like you said, you follow processes, and that's your seed of greatness. And you have now shared that in your book. You're changing people's lives all over the world. People are finding you, like you said, and you're like, how did you find me? That's just how it happens when you start making a difference in other people's lives. It's almost as if they are drawn to you like a magnet. And I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to hear, as you explain all this, your enthusiasm that comes from you, and the smile that you have, my friend, is contagious. So I wanted to say thank you for, out of your busy day, taking a few minutes to go through what's happened and what your processes are. And I'm really thankful that you spent a few moments with us. And I hope to be able to share this with a lot of people, and for you to do it as well.
Steve, thank you for having me in the first place. And I'm really honored that I'm able to call you my friend after these months. And it's typical for myself, because a lot of friendships started as business relationships, and they turned from strangers to customers, or business partners to friends, because we discovered that there are some common values, beliefs, and some strange loves, you know.
Absolutely. Well, I know for sure one of these days we're going to sit on that Amalfi coastline. If I have to get on a boat and row over there myself, and if not there, we'll go stop at whatever, Saint-Tropez, or somewhere down there. But anyway, we'll have some good cup of coffee over there, or obviously
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Over here to the States. We got plenty of coffee. You might have to share it with a bear up here in the mountains where I live now. But that's okay. It'll make it interesting. For sure.
I think I love the region there. I think it's much more interesting than Dallas, the area where you lived before. I mean, more diversity, more nature, and just more adventure.
For sure, for sure. We'll make it happen.
Just a simple assumption.
We will make it happen, my friend. So I wanted to say thank you again, and we will check in with you down the road and see what else is happening that's super exciting, and how many lives you're changing, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's stay in touch, and love you lots. Bye.
Love you too, brother.
Ciao.